Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We will chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We'll chant from verses 6 to 10 of chapter 3. Karmendriyani sanyamya,
कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य
ya aste manasa smaran,
य आस्ते मनसा स्मरन्
indriyartan vimudhatma,
इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा
mithyachara sa uchyate.
मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते
Yastvindriyani manasa,
यस्त्विन्द्रियाणि मनसा
niyamyarabhaterjuna,
नियम्यारभतेऽर्जुन
कर्मेन्द्रियै कर्मयोगम्,
कर्मेन्द्रियै कर्मयोगम्
असक्तः स विशिष्यते.
असक्तः स विशिष्यते
नियतं कुरु कर्म त्वम्,
नियतं कुरु कर्म त्वम्
कर्मज्यायो ह्यकर्मणः,
कर्मज्यायो ह्यकर्मणः
शरीरयात्रापि च ते,
शरीरयात्रापि च ते
न प्रसिद्ध्येद कर्मणः,
न प्रसिद्ध्येद कर्मणः
यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र,
यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र
Lokoyam karma bandhanaha.
Lokoyam karma bandhanaha.
Tadartham karma kaunteya.
Tadartham karma kaunteya.
Mukta sangha samachara.
Mukta sangha samachara.
Saha yajna praja srishtva.
Saha yajna praja srishtva.
Purovacha prajapatihi.
Purovacha prajapatihi.
Anena prasavishyadvam.
Anena prasavishyadvam.
Yeshavostvishta kamadhuk.
Yeshavostvishta kamadhuk.
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So last week we had a very powerful empowerment course, the Yoga Sankirtan empowerment course. Now, whenever you attend an empowerment course, remember there are a lot of things happening within you. When I say within you, I am not confining it merely to the physical body. The physical body is also included, but the empowerment courses are meant to change the energy pattern of your higher bodies. Now, after the empowerment, you should continue with your sadhana. It is very important. And not only that, you will find that you will be able to practice whatever is given every Sunday more easily after an empowerment course. Why is that? Normally when you put in effort, when you try to practice, let's say you're able to practice it to a certain extent. Now when you attend an empowerment course and then try to practice these principles, it could be any principle, week after week, so much of wisdom is being given. You take up anything, you will find it very easy to practice. The reason is because of the change in the energy field of your higher bodies. So when your higher bodies absorb the divine energy, then it becomes very easy for you to control your thoughts, to control your emotions, to balance your pranas, to rejuvenate your body. All these things become very easy for you. Every bit of this wisdom is being given to you as a help for you to gain mastery over your entire personality. Your thoughts, your emotions, your pranas, your actions, your speech, everything. So on one hand, every week, the wisdom is being presented systematically to you, and not only that, the higher healing Shakti is also invoked here, And the practice of nididhyasana is also there, the meditation through which these principles are installed in the deeper layers of your mind. This is on one hand. On the other hand are these periodic empowerment programs. Whenever you attend an empowerment program, the very energy pattern within you changes. Thereafter you need to do your regular sadhana to maintain it. But your level itself shifts. The shifting of level is the most difficult thing. They say, no, to give a man a fish is temporary, whereas if you teach a man how to fish, that is a permanent solution. This is a famous saying, no? So let's say a person has some financial difficulty. Now you give him some money. Now that's a temporary solution. But if you teach him how to make money, now his financial issue is permanently solved. So we need to adopt both these approaches. In an empowerment program, a powerful transformation takes place because directly the energy pattern changes. And in these sessions, we are working at the thought level, at the emotions level, and various tips are given how you can better your life, how you can better your actions. All these various principles are being presented to you with the energy only. So that combination genuinely helps you to completely purify yourself, to completely transform yourself. In the good old days, this is what the masters used to do every day. See, it was on a daily basis. These sessions were on a daily basis because the students and the master used to live together for a minimum period of 12 years, and the master used to keep giving this wisdom in trickles with the energy, the nididhyasana practice and all that. And the students used to stay there and they used to serve the master and the cause for which the master works. So when enough service is done, when enough energy is built, then an empowerment is given, because unless a student is prepared, the empowerment cannot be given. What do we mean by when enough service is done? See, when it comes to the empowerment, if the student has to get the maximum benefit, there has to be an exchange of energy. The master will give the empowerment, the student also has to give back something. Otherwise, it will not work. The exchange of energy is very, very important as far as the empowerment is concerned. That is why we have the registration process only for the empowerment, because the exchange of energy will help the student to receive maximum. So whenever the student is ready, the master used to give. And that empowerment will help the student to absorb the regular messages and practice them better. And he'll keep on doing the seva and gather the energy. Again, the next empowerment. So that is how the training was given. That is how the masters used to guide the students to progress in the spiritual path. So we are adopting the same principles but suited to the modern trend, the modern lifestyle. If we go back to the same old lifestyle, it may not be so practical today. See, times keep changing. We should not change the principles, because the principles are rooted in the higher values. So that should never be changed. but the application should be changed according to the practical convenience. So why I'm mentioning this is, generally after an empowerment, a student feels so divine because he or she has received so much. So there may be the tendency to slacken. You may think, I've received so much, and the tamas can overcome you and you may stop doing the sadhana for a little while. Now, you should avoid that. Rather, when you complement it with your personal sadhana after your empowerment, you will find the energy levels will increase tremendously. So the tamas is waiting to trade on whatever tapas you do. The tamas or laziness born out of ignorance, that is waiting to take away all your energy. You should be careful. In verse number 6, he is talking about the same tamas only, one of the manifestations of tamas, and that is the tendency to escape. You want to escape from situations, from problems, from challenges. When I say you, I mean the mind wants to escape. It's very difficult to stand there and face the situation. It's so easy to escape. So why is it that this weakness of escapism, this tendency to escape from issues rather than go for solutions, is there within everyone? We'll see that a little bit and then we'll go further into this verse, because this will be very, very useful for you, not only in understanding these principles, but also in practicing these in your life. Because the more you understand about yourself, what is happening within you, the more powerful your sadhana will become. So why is it that the mind has this tendency to escape from situations, especially difficult situations, the challenges? Why is it that it is unable to look for solutions? Our yogis have done research on that also. So what they say is that inherently the mind has a weakness, and that weakness is to look for shortcuts, to take the easy way out. This is what our masters called as preya. Preya means that which is pleasant. The mind looks for that which is pleasant. So it always wants to take the easy way out. Now this is a very dangerous tendency of the mind, because whenever you look for shortcuts in life, you will not put in that extra effort to go deep into the issue. The mind always wants to patch up things rather than solve the issues from the root level. Now supposing there is a lot of hidden dirt in your room. Now a lot of foul smell is there. Merely to use some air freshener and remove off the foul smell, that is an easy way out. That will not really help you. You will have to find out where the dirt is, the cause of the dirt, and you need to clean up the room. That process may be time consuming. That process may involve a lot of effort from your side, but that is the only way. But the mind always wants an easy way out at every level. When it comes to the physical health, nobody wants to follow a healthy lifestyle and all that. When there is an issue, I'll just I'll just take some tablet, or I'll just take some treatment. Immediately the problem will vanish. It will not vanish because the root cause has to change. If you are, let us say, getting frequent headaches, now let us say that is because of lack of proper sleep. Just to take those headache pills whenever you get a headache and be happy, now the pain has subsided. That is the tendency to take a shortcut, the easy way out. But to go deep into the root cause, find out exactly what is causing the headache. It could, for example, in this example, it is lack of quality sleep in the night. Now, to find that out and then resolve that requires some effort from your side. But the mind does not want to do that. Whether it is a problem related to health, or whether it is a problem related to finance or work or relationships, let it be anything. The mind always wants shortcuts. To build a relationship in the long run, that requires a lot of time and effort. Many a times, spending some quality time with your family members, like your spouse, children, parents, without any particular agenda in mind, that genuinely strengthens the bonding. But the mind doesn't want to do that. It says, I don't have any time. And finally, when an issue props up, that is when immediately you see, what can I do now just to kind of pacify the other person, like using the air fresheners and removing the foul smell, Whatever seeds you throw to the child when the child is very young, right from day one, I would say, for as far as a mother is concerned, right from the day she conceives, the child is an individual who is growing within the baby. Right in the embryo itself, in the womb itself, the embryo feels the energy. So our yogis say that when pregnant women do sadhana, that is highly beneficial for the baby. That is why we keep saying, you listen to the Yoga Sankirtan regularly. Whenever you're carrying a baby, it will be very, very useful. Later on, you will not see the benefits immediately. And then when the baby comes out, what kind of seeds are you putting? All that will have an impact when the child becomes a teenager. Now today, both the parents don't spend time with the children at all. Sometimes you can't fix a particular time. From 8 to 9 I'll be with children. We are not dealing with machines here. But the mother is also very busy, the father is also so busy, you hardly take time. Suddenly when the child becomes a teenager, or as the child grows up, some problem surfaces. Now you don't even know what the cause is. The same things would have been there when the child was young, but you fail to notice. Now when it aggravates, that is when you notice. Even there, you just look for some immediate solutions like counseling, or it could be you yourself just pacify the child just to get things under control, and then you leave it at that. Like this, you can see in all areas, the mind wants to take the easy way out. The same tendency will be there when you get to the spiritual sadhana also. So when it comes to spiritual growth, people just want to take the easy way out. Let me go to a guru and take his blessings. Now I will grow spiritually. No. The blessings will create a conducive environment for you to do sadhana and grow. But per se, the blessings cannot be a substitute to your efforts. Please understand this. So when it comes to all the aspects of sadhana, again people tend to take the easy way out. When it comes to karma yoga, so many principles are there. They just say, I'll just get into action, that's it, I'll do karma yoga. Some people say, why read all this? Just let me do my duties. It's not so simple like that. In doing your duties, you may increase your ego, you may increase your impurities. How you do that? That is why the entire chapter is there, no? When it comes to jnana yoga, people take the easy way out, that is merely gathering intellectual information. But to stay put with one idea and go into the depth of it, the yogic approach, nobody takes that. When it comes to bhakti yoga, people again take the easy way out. They are happy with mere rituals and pujas, acts of worship. But to put effort, purify one's emotions, generate unconditional love, all these things are not done, but they are all essential aspects of bhakti yoga. So everywhere you tend to take the easy way out. So the tendency to go for shortcuts is what is behind this weakness, the weakness to escape, to run away. Because whenever there is a challenge in front of you, the easy way out is to run away. So if you want to conquer this weakness of escapism, you need to overcome this tendency to look for shortcuts. There are no shortcuts in spirituality. If you go to a master, if he is a true master, he will make you do the sadhana. It's a hard way, long-term results. If any master says, you don't need to do any sadhana, just believe in me, just worship me. First of all, no master will say worship me. He will only say worship God. But some people do all this. They are all fake masters. Just as you have adulteration in every field, even in spirituality also, the same adulteration can set in. A true master will make the student put in a lot of effort. He will keep on guiding and he will ensure that the student reaps the rewards, gets the fruits of his or her own sadhana. The master keeps giving the energy, but the moment he finds that the student is lazy, now he will withdraw and resort to tougher methods which may look a little stern, but that is what will help the student to come out of the tamas. So in the ancient culture, they worship the cow and the bull. There is a deeper significance there. If you take the life of a cow or a bull, right from morning till evening, they keep on working. See, in the good old days, the society itself was based on agriculture, no? That was a center. So it's not only from morning till evening, every day this process keeps going, not just for one day. And even after the cow dies, the skin was used for making some drums. So many purposes, So the motto, the principle with which a cow or a buffalo functions is maximum work, maximum effort, but no expectations whatsoever, minimum expectations. The cow or the bull is just happy with whatever the owner gives it. But effort-wise, it gives a maximum. That is why our yogis worship the cow, they worship the bull. They are not merely worshipping the animal, they are worshipping the principle which is naturally ingrained in that animal. The principle of putting in maximum effort without any expectations. That is an unconscious practice of Karma Yoga. What is Karma Yoga? Karma Yoga is giving the best in your life and having minimum expectations. You don't need to have expectations because anyway, when you give your best, you will get everything. So you will have no issues regarding that. Our motto today is you don't want to give your best. You don't want to give anything, minimum effort, but you want everything for yourself, maximum profit. So you should know the significance behind these practices, whether it is worshipping the cow or worshipping the bull. So many practices are there. You should use the yogic approach and understand the deeper significance of these practices. Only then they will genuinely help you. Many rituals are there, like the Havan Kund, they perform homams and all that. That is the external ritual. But what is the deeper sadhana significance of that? We will be seeing it in this chapter only. Lord Krishna covers that quite exhaustively. Once you understand that, then the external ritual will no longer be a necessity. The principle which they are asking you to imbibe forms the core of your sadhana. So what is he saying here? One who sits, aste, yaha aste, one who sits restraining the organs of action. Karmendriyani sanyamya. So restraining the organs of actions means that tendency to escape. And where is that coming from? The weakness of looking for shortcuts in life. If you genuinely want to become a yogi, never look for shortcuts. You should always ask, what effort should I put in? What can I contribute? A person who always thinks in terms of contributing, who always thinks in terms of putting the right efforts, he or she will incidentally get maximum benefits. So as a sadhak, start practicing that principle today. When I say today, from today onwards, I mean for the rest of your life. Don't look for shortcuts in anything. Put that extra effort. Get up and overcome your tamas. Enough is enough. Been sleeping for years together, spiritually sleeping. It's time to wake up. This is a wake-up call. Then all these verses he will be stressing upon some aspect or other within you. These are all wake-up calls. But the tamas in you wants to keep you in a state of spiritual sleep. That is a tussle. Now put efforts and come out of that. So one who sits restraining the organs of action, who escapes from life. So last week I was telling you about the karma indriyas. I gave you a deeper insight into what are these organs of action and what they represent. See, it is very interesting. Indriya means the senses. In general, when we did the chapter 2 in the Sthita Prajna portion, I had given you an in-depth understanding of what Indriya is. Actually, Indriya is not merely the external organ, but it goes deeper. But as far as this context is concerned, if you understand Indriya as a sense organ, it is more than enough. Now, those organs which you use to perform activity, they are called karma indriyas. Those organs which you use to perceive the world, they are called jnana indriyas, the organs of perception. So here first he is talking about karma indriyas, because it is only using the karma indriyas, the organs of action, that you can perform karma yoga. Without the karma indriyas, what karma yoga can you perform? Now when you engage your karma indriyas, the organs of action in the world, either you can increase your impurities, or you can purify yourself and move towards the infinite. That process is called karma yoga. But if you are not engaging the karma indriyas, the organs of action, then the possibility of growth itself is not there. See, a person who acts in a wrong way at least has a chance of correcting his actions. Today he may be acting in a wrong way, but when guided properly, he will start acting in the right way. But for a person who does not act at all, there is no sadhana. The entire path, the entire growth, everything comes to a standstill. That is why he is emphasizing so much on this. So the 5 types of activities, we saw that last time. The hands means movements within a place. Legs means movement from place to place, activities which you do as you move around. Then you have the mouth, the eating, that is experiencing, intensity of your experiences. See, eating can be done in 2 ways. No? Without chewing properly also you can gulp, which is incidentally not good for your health. Or you can chew properly and eat. Similarly, when you are experiencing life, you can just go through life in a mechanical way, superficial way. Or you can go through life with a lot of awareness. So, eating represents experiencing. And not only that, the mouth is also used for speaking. That is another action which you perform. So speaking is one form of expression. So all the time you are expressing yourself in the world. So what is it that you throw out, emit, the kind of energy which you emit, whether it's positive or negative. Then the organ of procreation represents pleasurable activities. And the organ of evacuation, that represents activities aimed towards setting things right. Cleaning means setting things right, organizing, you set things right, you clean up the unnecessary elements. All these activities are represented by the organ of evacuation. So these are the 5 different types of activities which you are supposed to perform. So sanyamya here means restraining, avoiding these activities. You may avoid one, or you may avoid 2, or you may avoid all the 5 also, which is a very dangerous situation. When a person becomes very, very highly tamasic, his or her life becomes extremely miserable, dangerously miserable, Anything can happen. So, last week I had given you this homework. Just split your activities into these 5 types. So, what you need to do after that is check where all are you unnecessarily escaping. Wherever you have to act that particular activity, are you doing it or not? It could be a simple thing like cleaning the room, whatever it is. Simple activities to complex activities. They all can be divided into these 5 types. So this will help you tremendously, because it gives you that clarity. Oh, this is the type of activity, this is what I'm supposed to do here, but I'm not doing. So let me correct myself. Automatically the correction process will start. So one who sits restraining the organs of action, and then he continues, Manasa smaran indriyarthan. Indriyarthan means the objects of senses. Artha means the objects. So a person who restrains physically, but by the mind, that is with the mind, manasa, smaran, keeps on thinking about the sense objects. Such a person, he says, is a vimodhatma, mithyachara savuchyate. He is a hypocrite. He is a highly deluded person. So on one hand, we saw the karma indriyas, how the tendency to escape is there. Now he is also giving the other hand. Just because you are restraining or escaping doesn't mean your mind will be in a state of rest. See, you can escape from any situation, but you cannot escape your own mind. You are afraid of someone, let us say. So you change your place. You shift your place. You may move away from the person physically, but the fear will still haunt you. You are angry towards the person. You are highly agitated. Again, you move away from the person. The anger will continue. So by stopping the bodily activities, you cannot stop your mental activities. This is another important principle which you need to understand. Because sincerely, when people come to spirituality, when they want to do sadhana, And when they come across these kinds of phrases like you have to learn to relax, you should be calm, you should not be agitated. When they hear these kinds of phrases, they immediately connect it with the physical activity. So they physically start implementing all these things. Any principle. Supposing you say cheer. Now what they are talking about is the inner cheer, not merely smiling at the lips level. When you are really cheerful from within, that will manifest at the physical level. That is true. But you don't forcefully try to change your activities with the hope of changing your inner nature. That will never work. Some people say that by changing your handwriting, you can change your mind. You can change your nature. It is the reverse. When you change your nature, when you change your mind, your handwriting also will become well organized. It's all a reflection of your mind only, of your personality. So again, this is an easy way out. Whenever you try to change merely your physical activities, that is the tendency, the tamasic tendency of the mind to take shortcuts. But here he is telling you, see, when a person mentally thinks about the sense objects, remember, that is not a choice. The mind is going on its own. That is what he is referring to. So in spiritual sadhana, we are aiming at changing the quality of the mind, and through that changing the quality of the actions, not the reverse. Just because you now change a few things externally doesn't mean now your mind will change. I know many people, they think, okay, let me now become spiritual. What should I do? Let me go to a temple and worship. So they go to a temple. There also, they do business only. If this happens, I will come and put so much amount in the hundi, I will put that. The tendency of the mind hasn't changed. I know many people who go to temples and then they sit and they gossip. That is the inner weakness of the mind. We need to attend to that. There are people who pray for the destruction of others. I can keep on giving you so many examples where people just try to change the external practices, but how the internal mind never changes. That is the powerful principle he is giving here. Just by stopping your activity, physical activity, your mind does not stop running. Actually, it will cause a lot of issues because the mental energy has to get exhausted through actions. See, an advanced yogi is able to conserve the mental energy and direct it straight away towards the infinite through the process of meditation. But not everybody can do that. Yes, a certain amount you can set aside and do your sadhana, but otherwise the rest of the day, the mind keeps on having thoughts and emotions. All that is energy. The very word emotion, we can trace it back to energy in motion. So when that energy is not exhausted through right activities, now they tend to spoil the peace of the mind. The energies will go haywire. You have to be very, very careful. That is why he says Vimudhatma, means a deluded person. Even though his intention his intention may be right, but still he will devolve spiritually. So what is he saying here? Manasa smaran indriyarthan, mentally thinks of the objects of senses. So in the previous part, he mentioned about karma indriyas. Now this is a reference to jnana indriyas. Jnana indriyas means the sense organs of perception. You have the eyes, ears, nose, taste, the tongue, and the skin. These are all the various organs of perception. Now, these organs of perception have been given to you for you to enjoy the sense experiences. But in order to enjoy the sense experiences, you have to use the karma indriyas, the organs of action, to get the sense objects. Only then you can enjoy them. When you avoid that using because of your tamas, then what happens? Just sitting there, the mind will keep running towards those objects. That is a highly suppressed scenario. That such a person will be very, very suppressed and frustrated. So he uses the word indriyarthan and then manasa smaran. The word smaran is a very, very beautiful word which he is using. Smaran means thinking. We have translated it as thinking. That is one aspect. I'll give you more dimensions of the word smaran which will help you to understand your own mind. Wherever you are suppressing, you will find that your mind will be running too much there. Now supposing, let's say, you keep on frustrating yourself when you're awake. Then when you go to sleep, you will start dreaming about that object. That is why in spirituality we say there are no fixed rules. The rules will keep on changing according to each one's nature and the situation. Again, when we say no suppression, the opposite of that, the other extreme is indulgence. He is not talking about indulgence also. We'll see that in the next verse. But as of now, you need to first absorb this idea. So what happens to your mind when you escape from something? Smaranam. Smaranam means thinking about an object without any control. In this context, see, the same smaranam, when it is under your control, you can use it to focus, concentrate. That is not what he is talking about. Here, smaranam means uncontrollably the mind will start running towards the various sense objects. One day, the entire thing will explode, So two extremes are there. One is suppressing yourself. The other is indulgence. And if you sit and close your eyes and try to meditate, these are the two things which will come and disturb you. Wherever you are suppressing, all those unfulfilled things desires will come and disturb you. Wherever you have indulged, again, the effect of those experiences will come and disturb you. But to go in the middle path is the most difficult thing, and that is what is karma yoga. So what is this smaran which he is talking about? Smaranam means thinking. Another dimension of smaranam means remembering, recollecting. Recollection, when will you remember something? After an experience is over, thereafter, the mind has this tendency to remember that without any control. So, one aspect of your mind is always living in the past. It keeps on recollecting what happened in the past without living in the present. See, spirituality is living right now, here, fully. But when the mind gets into this thing of smaran, that is uncontrolled thinking, then it moves away from the present. Where does it go? It usually goes to the past. That's why smaranam means remembering, recollection, memory. These are all aspects of smaranam. So when you suppress yourself in the present, now the mind will start going towards the past. What all I experienced, what all. So you keep on strengthening those thoughts. But remember, past is past, it is gone. So that will prevent you from living your life fully right now, here. Your energies will only get depleted. There are some people, anytime you talk to them, they will keep on talking about what all they missed in the past. When I was young, I didn't get proper food. Up to 15 years, you may not have got proper food, okay. But after that, how many years you've been eating properly? That you don't remember. All those incomplete things, Oh, when I was young, this happened, that happened. They keep on saying. So when you're all by yourself, your mind keeps on getting into the mode of this smaranam on its own, remembering, recollecting the memories of the past. The memories of your past keep haunting you, especially the negative memories. The mind tends to get attached to the negative things only, Positive it will forget. So as a yogi, you need to now reverse this. So the first dimension of smaranam is uncontrolled thinking. When you plan, when you decide, I need to think about this, and when you think, that is okay. But when your thinking process becomes uncontrolled, then that is a weakness. So here, when we say mentally thinks of the sense of objects, that is without his control, because he has gathered so much of energy and he doesn't know what to do with that. So the energy is going haywire. So uncontrolled thinking is the first dimension of smaranam. The second dimension is recollection, memory, remembering. So the mind goes to the past and starts remembering all the past sensual experiences. Here we are talking about the objects of senses. That is why I am saying sensual experiences. But it can be any experience actually, in reality. These are all the things which can happen to your mind if you are not careful. So now you need to do the reverse. Find out whether these things are happening to you. If they are happening, it means you are unnecessarily suppressing yourself somewhere. The third and very important dimension of smaranam is, smaranam also means generally it means remembering. It also means remembering with regret. When is it that you regret? whenever you have done some mistake, wherever you have guilt, that is where the regret will be there. Now, he is using the word smaranam here, which means remembering with regret. So, another thing that will happen to you when you don't intelligently employ your energies in right channels is that your mind will just sit and start thinking about all the past mistakes which you have done, and it will get into a mode of guilt. You will start regretting your very life. That is when the mind can get into depression also. Deep within everyone, there is this sense of guilt over so many things. It is said that when a person dies, that is just before he dies, he or she, the deathbed, this process of smaranam happens. All the mistakes which you have performed in your entire life comes before you. And you don't know what to do about it. The person is helpless, and then that person passes away. The soul takes up the next birth, another body, another opportunity to clean up all this mess. That is why we always say, don't postpone your sadhana. You have to keep doing your sadhana and releasing all this dirt from within. Then, so for a yogi, for a sadhak, the death will be very peaceful. See, death means, that word is frightening people today. Now you understand it spiritually. Death means you're not dying. You continue to exist even after leaving the body. You're subtle at a subtle level. So you change your body. You drop this body and pick up another one. That process is called death. Death is not leaving everything. It is just changing a few things. So when the death itself is painful, when it is full, when that experience is traumatic, then that also forms an impression in the mind. It's very interesting when we will see that in further advanced empowerments, where every empowerment keeps preparing you for the next one. The future, we will have special sessions wherein we go to the past and wipe out all the traumatic experiences. One of the things which sadhaks find is that the previous death experiences, whenever they are traumatic, they form deep scars within them, within their minds, and that starts disturbing them right now. Even though they may not remember that, the effect of that is there. So when we talk of healing, we are talking about healing of the mind in its entirety. So this process of smaranam, in this context, we are using the word smaranam in a particular way. In some other context, the same word smaranam will be used as a sadhana also. So do smaranam on God. Keep thinking about God. That is different. Here we are talking about the uncontrolled flow of thoughts, number one. The uncontrolled memories of the past, and remembering things with regret, guilt. Now these three factors are extremely detrimental to your sadhana. They don't allow you to be peaceful. If you want to grow spiritually, you need to gain mastery over your own mind. Now, these three factors of the mind, they come and they take your consciousness also away. Whenever you fall a trap to this smaranam, then you will have no time for your sadhana. You will be so preoccupied. You will become extremely restless. That is why the word Vimudhatma is very, very powerful. He uses such a powerful word. After we finish this, we'll come to that also. So why is there so much of restlessness within yourself? This is the reason. Smaranam. So as a homework, what I would suggest is, you take up these three aspects of Smaranam. Forget about other things. See, there are so many aspects. We are taking up these three main dimensions. And you find out how much of your thoughts are uncontrolled. This is a very subtle exercise. Initially you may not have the clarity. It does not matter. You can just put a little bit of effort. It will bring that awareness. How much of your mind is constantly running towards the past without your control? Just become aware of that process. Are you regretting something or other in life all the time? So when you bring that awareness, and then when you do your sadhana, what will happen is, instead of the Smaranam coming and bothering you, instead of it gathering momentum, you will start releasing all these during sadhana. So when you are doing the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana, the same thoughts, the same guilt, the past, everything will come out. But now, since the higher healing Shakti is flowing, the Guru Shakti is flowing, it will help you to release it out of your system. That is the way. A yogi is one who has released all the negativities and completely made his or her mind empty. Emptying the mind is the most difficult thing. When you achieve that, you become a yogi. You gain tremendous powers. So we'll stop with this today. I want you to think about this and come back. What he means by Indriyarthan and then Vimudhatma is there. How the whole personality gets deluded. Very interesting. Mithyachara. So all these are different aspects. When you take the sadhana messages and start practicing them, your whole personality will start changing in a positive sense. Okay, so we'll continue with this in the next session. Before we do the Nididhyasana meditation, I'll take up a few questions. There are many questions which have been asked about the energy cards, the Yoga Sankirtan meditation energy cards, which I mentioned about last week also. So there are many questions regarding that. The first question is, what is the exact purpose of the energy cards? This question has been asked by several people. See, I didn't mention it both during the Mahaganapati Dhyana release and also last week. I did touch upon that. See, when you're doing your sadhana, now you require a lot of external help. See, why are we having these sessions every Sunday? It is an external help. The ultimate sadhana is to get cut off from everything and merge with the infinite. If you're able to do that directly, you don't require anything else. But nobody is at that level. So the external help is given by the master. So one thing is, whenever you interact with the master, when you hear his discourses, when you get an opportunity to interact, that is one external help. Whenever the master gives healing, when he has a healing session, that is one kind of help. Whenever he gives the empowerment when he conducts the empowerment session, that is a tremendous help. But apart from that, when you're doing your personal sadhana, what our yogis used to do is, they used to use certain external props to maximize their energy level, spiritual energy. So these energy cards are aimed towards that purpose only. It is not merely a drawing and taking a print. It is not that. See, a lot of effort has gone into and infusing the energy into these cards. The yogic methods are there by which you can energize anything. Like even when they construct a temple, they perform lot of mantras and all that. There's a process, heavy process is there to do the prana pratishtha for the idol, to give life to the idol. That is one ritualistic method is there. But there is also the higher yogic method which the Mahayogis and Siddhas, they know that. They can directly energize any object. The ritualistic way takes, let us say, several days to do the prana pratishtha for an idol, for example. In the yogic way, it can be done within a few hours by directly sending the infinite healing Shakti, the Sanjeevani Shakti. So when you use such energized external props, even before you start doing your sadhana, even before you close your eyes, your system will get tuned up very fast. So one is you be with the Guru and the Guru directly guides you. The empowerment is given, healing is given and all that. But when you do your personal sadhana, the Guru energizes certain things and gives it to the students as external props. So it is a subtle energy of the Guru Shakti which will be present there, which will keep emitting that energy. So that is why I said before you start doing your sadhana, you look at it, you get connected with it. And I also told you to write your name either at the backside you can write, or you can write in paper and stick it also. So then the connection becomes even more strong. Not only that, when you do that, even when you keep your energy cards, after you finish your sadhana, when you keep it away, since you have voluntarily associated yourself, got connected with that by writing your name and all that, continuous healing will keep happening to you. So don't think these are mere artwork. No, just as we say, the Yoga Sankirtan audio material is not mere music. It's not a song. Music is being used to energize yourself. Similarly here, specific artwork is being used to energize yourself, to make things very, very conducive for sadhana. So this will be very useful. In the higher sadhana, more props will be given, that we will see later on. In the Himalayas, they use certain kinds of materials to draw certain forms in front of them in the caves, when the yogis sit and meditate. So that, and they energize the whole process. This is the same principle, the practice of that according to the modern trend. So this is the purpose of these energy cards. So for a sadhak who wants to go more deep, it will be extremely useful. You will feel you practice it and see, then only you will feel the presence of the healing energy all the time. It's very interesting. The next question which has been asked about energy cards is, can we write the names of others for healing? No. See, these, and if you note, in each of the card below it has been written, it's been specially energized for sadhana, for your personal sadhana. So each one should have his or her own copy. And see, this is meant for you to do sadhana. So some unconnected person you just write and keep it means, they will not receive that energy. No, they should also do some sadhana. So this is a prop for personal sadhana. Remember that. So if someone has any issue, that person requires healing, introduce them to the sadhana, introduce them to the Sunday discourses, get them the Yoga Sankirtan material, some effort let them put in, then it will work better. Okay. The third thing is, can we use the energy cards while traveling? Yes, that is why I was very particular about the size of the energy card. Where it's too small, I found it was not effective. When it's too big also, you cannot carry it along wherever you go. This size which we have designed is will make it easy for you to carry them when you're traveling. Ensure that you're storing them in a safe way so that they don't get spoiled. You can carry them. Another person has asked, can I have one set for traveling, one set for... If you want, you can do that. The funniest part is, a person who has asked for two different sets, he has asked, will the energy get split up? See, there is nothing like that, It is yours only. It is all your bhavana. So don't do it out of fear. Will the energy get split up? Will this happen, that happen? Nothing will happen. It's all your convenience. If you can carry this everywhere, fine. If you think, no, I want one for my home, wherever I'm doing my sadhana, I'll store them safely. One set I'll carry it wherever I go and do sadhana. That is also fine. So you suit your convenience there. But the most important thing is, these are not mere artwork for you to keep enjoying. That part is also there. The artwork is also really wonderful. So much of effort has gone behind this. Just as the musicians who played for the Yoga Sankirtan audio material, they had to absorb the higher vibrations which were given to them. Then only they were able to play. Similarly, the artist who has done this, I made him do a lot of meditation on that particular Yoga Sankirtan and made him do bring out the artwork which was a representation of the energy flow of that particular Yoga Sankirtan. So that is why you will find these artworks very, very divine. So this will be very useful to you. Make it a part of your sadhana material collection. Okay. Now there are so many other questions also which have been asked. I'll take them one by one. But this is something which is asking certain basic things, So that's why I took them up. Rest we'll see in the next sessions. Okay. So now we'll do the meditation. Sit in a relaxed way. Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. With every breath, I am getting into a state of deep relaxation. Feel the divine vibrations. With every breath, I am going deeper and deeper into myself. Beyond my physical body, beyond my pranas, beyond my emotions, and beyond my thoughts lies my essential, supreme self. The purpose of my life is to empty myself completely and get filled with the divine energy. I choose to do my sadhana diligently and empty myself of all the impurities and fill myself with divine energy. I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illuminating. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Slowly come back. Wriggle your fingers, your toes. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. Cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, your cheeks, forehead, top of the head, back of the head and neck. Slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. So today we had a deep session. Whatever homework is being given to you, do them, that is meant to tune yourself to get prepared for whatever will be given in the subsequent sessions. See, when you follow everything which the Master gives you, you will benefit maximum. Otherwise, whether you follow it or not doesn't make any difference to the Master. Remember that. And now that you have the energy cards, use them effectively. Why I have introduced these energy cards now is for you to enhance your energy levels for the coming empowerments in the future. You require that. Okay, any other clarifications or questions you have, you're free to ask. I will answer every one of them. Sometimes they may be answered during the discourses. Sometimes I may take them separately and answer like today. But all your queries will be answered. But more than all that, it is important that you do your sadhana. You use all these tools. You have the Yoga Sankirtan audio material. You have the energy cards with you. No, it is not enough if you merely have them. You should use them actively and change the energy pattern. You should purify yourself completely. Okay? So we'll continue in the next session. Thank you very much.